Mute tab.
And it seems like it's working. At least on Trovo it is. YouTube.
There we are. There we are. Wunderbar. That's all nice and working. We probably should set up a live screen recording. What's it? A live screen for the streams in future then.
A what? A live stream recording?
No, a live screen for the streams. You know.
What does that mean?
You know, before we're ready to get into the production proper, the recording proper, we just have a live screen, and then when we're ready to start, that would just rambling on about nothing. Oh well.
Well, maybe. Or just start the stream when it's like good to start the stream and not randomly before.
Teething pains. Anywho, let's see. This is up and good to go. So now we just scrunch this down over to here. Oh wait, why was that over a bit? That's weird. When did that happen? Oh well, that means we can extend it back out. Got the eyes on both. Ah, this is going fantastically. Badoop. So, let's see. Starting joke.
Oh, some people made clips. Sorry. I was looking through Trovo and I'm like, oh, it's like someone made like 3 clips. That's like someone who's not me made clips and I didn't even know. I'm surprised. Someone who hasn't even been in the chat ever. Well, welcome to the stream version, the YouTube version, the
delightful,
bad
isn't
one.
It?
Yeah. Head to the link tree in the description if you want to see listen to the actual edited version of this, which is good and not shit like this. Or stay here if you think that's fine. Maybe you do. I'm only going to judge you, not hate you for it, but judge you.
Oh, Silas is so salty
Very much
about
against
us being on YouTube. Oh, so salty. What's it? Anyhow,
I'll make an entire special edition of uploaded tech news commentary of why YouTube podcasting without actual videos sucks. The 3-hour special.
Sure you will.
Probably not.
Yeah, 14th.
I will.
Had
Don't challenge me.
Spectacular end to November. Not much of a joke, but it's thirst posting. Take that for an opener.
Oh no!
I mentioned in the previous podcasts. I had to give the payoff, and oh boy, what a payoff! Hey. I mean, Silas, you should be happy. It was via your preferred method.
What does that mean?
Okay, walk through the steps. What do you constantly talk about? Like you're 13 okay. Discovering your first
fetish. I got it.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah, you don't need to be gay to like the butt. Like it in the butt.
I mean, it's
which a lot of straight people don't want to admit.
Look,
but
same thing with straight men and lesbians. You put the real sensitive spot on the inside. It's not my fault. The best thing to reach it is something phallic looking. That does not mean we are a different orientation than that we say we are. It's just the pleasure spot that's real good when you touch it. I don't know what else you want from me from that. That's just the simple facts of it.
I saw this amazing screenshot of like a tweet where it said, yeah, women can be like either straight, bisexual, or gay. But if you're a dude, as soon as you kiss another dude, you're gay. Nothing in between. I'm like, what is going on now? r/r the straight okay is fantastic because you are fucking fucked in your mind. Some straight people, at least.
Well, not some people. It's like very
Seems
cringe and all
most
that.
of them,
It's like,
according to the subreddit.
it's just like you're hyper specifically selecting for like the most outrageous takes possible, so then you can point and laugh at them. But it's like,
Well, yeah.
I hardly doubt that's
That's
the
the-
average.
That's not part of the joke. That's the joke.
I know, but like,
You know. Yes.
it only feels good to joke about it when you're not one of those groups. For example, I'm slightly uncomfortable by its presence, its existence, being straight, just as I am uncomfortable by people constantly making like those furry cringe posts when I'm part of the furry community, and I don't plan to give that up.
Very
you know?
cringe posts.
You
Yeah,
know,
like every
it's
time that you tweet.
what you, Silas? I only make tweets promoting
know
my
what that
shit.
means.
Like, it's one thing if I was
Yeah,
like an
but you're a
active Twitter
furry,
user of
and
any
everything
kind.
that you tweet is cringe.
Yeah, that's what the
That's
hate
the-
traders
that's
have been saying lately.
yeah.
So thanks for that.
See, that's why I didn't want slow mo to be turned on YouTube.
What do you
I
mean?
want to join them. Fuck
You-
VTubers, fuck furries, fuck anything that's
You-
like close to the.
You are
no,
you
no,
are
no.
furry and a VTuber, you little shite.
I don't have a model yet. I don't know that. Well, that
Ah,
probably
you've been
counts because I'm using the
streaming.
default one. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, so you can start off as a PNG tuber, so that way you can just get your an art ref done of the character you want, and just them with like
Mm.
up and down, closed mouth, open mouth for talking, and it alternates between the two. It's real neat.
Oh my god!
pe-
Is
no,
that
people-
is PNG YouTubers? That seems like the fucking audio waveform shit videos of VTubing.
It is, you little jerk. Some
I hate
people
that
don't
already too. Then
some people don't have systems good enough to run a full proper model. So shut your mouth on that, Silas.
what?
Yeah. Like
That's
I barely
surprising.
had anything that could run VTube Studio, and that broke down and crashed. Some people who can only play games on their computer can't, also be running a VTuber model. It's just too taxing.
Sure. Well,
You
okay.
little- Okay.
Well, welcome to this episode of the podcast.
Mhm.
We could have repeated the joke that we started off with 2 episodes ago, which was, yeah, we produce shows every week or something like that. It hasn't
Oh.
gone well trying to make 2 episodes a week, but okay.
Well, that's because of just issues we had. I got sick towards the start of last week, and at the end of this week, was Sunday was my birthday, just gone by, the 11th of December, and then the day after was just a bunch of like celebration with family and stuff, and then my father wanted to do something on the Tuesday, and it's like it all just got out of hand real quick. Hopefully we'll be able to get back on top of that into the new year. For now, we're just doing our best. And also, speaking of doing our best, Silas, I swear to God, you will be uploading those 2 other episodes. So help me. So help me.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Yeah, sure.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I will hold this podcast
Can I send you the audio file and give you access to the channel and then you do it?
Sure, yeah. Well,
Because
did
I'm not going to do it.
didn't you say you already had one done and ready to go?
Yeah. That I could just
Yeah.
upload. Yeah.
I'll do the other one, fine.
That's so annoying though. That feels really dirty.
What do you mean really dirty? Why? Why?
I've told you, it's not a video. It's an image with some lines moving around.
Watch
And
stuff
yeah,
like that all the time on YouTube. I do.
We're not going to go into this again. I'll send you the fucking audio fucking thing and you upload it yourself. Shut up and do it, and I'll see
Unless
if I'm going to
we do argue like this every time. So,
Yes.
Yazakula, we do. Because he's a perfectionist.
which is amazing
then
and
says he'll
really
do
garbage.
one thing, and then just doesn't do it when I get back to him in like a week's time. It's like,
But I say, yeah, sure, I'll upload it, so he shuts up.
yes, you know what that makes you. A filthy liar.
Well, yeah, better lie than do something bad.
But it's not like you execute a Jewish person in World War II Germany and you're lying about that. You're just not what's uploading stuff to the channel because it doesn't meet your absurdly high standards.
Why is I want to have actual video too high of a standard for YouTube?
Because we don't have actual video for those
It's a
episodes.
video
So it's
platform.
better to get them up as they are and just have them perform in the algorithm than constantly withholding them until we finally do get video set up. Meanwhile, also we're recording episodes and uploading them to other platforms, just not YouTube. It's not sustainable for the opening stages of building an audience on there. How often do I have to say this? Okay, we're getting too deep into this. We
It's not
got
gonna
to
get
start.
views. It's not
Day of the
gonna get
week,
views.
day of the
It's
year
absolutely
calendar.
not worth the time compared to how many listens the episodes get on the podcast feed. Yes,
That's
Days
why
of the
we're
Year
live
is back.
streaming.
Days of the Year is back. We haven't done it in the last few episodes. I think in one of them I pulled it up, but then we didn't talk about
Yeah,
it.
we got deeply derailed. Phrasing in that episode.
On this episode too, getting deeply derailed at the end of
Well, no,
November.
that's-
Sod.
That's what I did at the end of November, so not
I
this
guess,
episode.
well, I guess that's not derailing. That's like getting on the rail, I guess.
Oh, explicitly.
We have decided. I think we have decided to switch it up a bit because it's right now not that consistent when we release the episode. So instead of what we have done in the past, which was do Day of the Year for when it releases, we're going to do them for when we record it. So
Yep.
we are recording on the 14th of December, 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Very late. And yes, it's a Wednesday. And today, I want to know what Sol's reaction is to this. The number one thing that shows up is free shipping day.
Ooh, delightful.
Holiday shopping online has one major barrier.
Get out of here. Let me fantasize about my favorite chips.
Oh, no, that's not what this means.
I know, but that's what I'm running with, and it's making
I
me
mean,
so
sure.
happy.
Free shipping day was first realized in 2008, put in place by Luke and
by someone on
Maisie.
Archive Our Own. On fanfiction.net. DeviantArt.
I didn't even understand what he said. What did he say?
I literally just reference a bunch of sites where people post like stories or artwork of character ships, you know?
Okay. Is that one of the people who invented free shipping day? Someone should write that.
Challenge for our
Type it into
listeners.
ChatGPT and see what
Somebody
comes
write
out.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I miss these
Well,
recordings. They're always so much fun for me.
It's also.
Oh, it's getting Silas laughing now.
Wednesday, the 14th of December, is also Monkey Day.
Okay.
Spend the day at the zoo with these cheeky creatures. Throw a monkey-themed fancy-dressed party.
Why?
Or fundraise to protect these precious primates.
Okay, the last one's nice. The second one, I guess maybe if you're a monkey furry, but I
A
don't know.
monkey-themed fancy dress party?
I don't know. Like,
Yeah. It's like those doggo fursuit motherfuckers, but as monkeys.
well, no, not
Banging
that. It's
their
just like being
assholes.
a monkey furry. So just how it feels like to me. Not to devalue anyone who does have a fursona they deeply enjoy, but
Monkey
like
furry?
it's kind of like those aliens in Star Trek, where they have like just a few things painted on the forehead, not even like ridges, just like colored splotches. It's like, I mean, why even bother at that point? But I guess there are some people who do really enjoy them.
something else that people enjoy is definitely this, which is a roast chestnuts day.
Talk about what's it? CBT.
Roast chestnuts day. Sure. Yeah.
Oh
What
god, I
happens
crack
in-
myself up sometimes.
Roasted chestnuts are often seen this time of year being cooked by street vendors, and the earthy, spicy scent is more than enough to get anyone into the Christmas spirit.
It's spicy scent. I mean, if they have good hygiene,
Yeah.
then it's not going to smell
Sure.
musky.
Yeah. They're also rich in vitamin C.
Okay.
I'm always
Well,
looking.
I thought
Looking
it would
through
be vitamin
these-
D, but oh well. Oh goodness gracious! That made me-
Chestnuts are often roasted on a grill, which helps to
Ooh.
remove their bitter, shiny skins.
I mean, that's going too far.
That's what the
too
Americans
far.
do, right? And Muslim people, and Jewish people,
Well, no, that's
and
the
like
that's
other-
the foreskin. It's not the entirety of it, and that's not related to the nuts. That's related to
Oh.
the penis.
Well, that's okay, but that's related. All you need
Not-
to do
not
is
really.
cut across into each nut, put them
no,
on
no.
a roasting
It's
tin,
it,
and bake
man.
them until the skin's open. They
Oh
are
my
eaten
God.
after peeling away the tough, shiny skin.
Oh god, that's just mutilation. Throw this person in jail.
It's
My
just
God.
food. It's just roast chestnuts, and they
You-
taste fine.
You know the joke I'm making here.
I know, but I can steer against it
Yeah.
as another joke.
Sure. Anyhow, I think like the three's enough.
That's enough. The other ones
yeah.
aren't that funny, anyways.
Yeah, that's why I was saying maybe creme de la creme, not necessarily in order, but what like looks could get the funniest laugh out of us, or it's just like downright interesting, you know. Anywho, with that out of the way, and me informing you all about my adventures towards the end of November, picking up from when we last recorded, let us go into the rambling section. Cyrus, you take up the first one.
I'm wondering if you could have like a jingle. I'm going to pay someone about €500 to get like a shitty jingle transition for the
Well,
for the rambling section.
yeah, but if it's going to be for that, it's got to be for like all of them, you know? What's it, day of the week, and what's it, rambling section,
Well,
and
yeah.
main topics, if you're paying 500.
Yeah, fuck freelancer people. I should probably pay them $5 and then want a discount because it took them a day too long.
That's
So what I've written down is
mean.
Intel Arc. And if you remember,
Mhm.
yeah, I switched to Intel Arc some time ago. And I have given up. So the whole story is, you might have seen this if you've watched my streams on trovo.live/SudTV.
Mhm.
Name change may be coming in probably about 18 months.
Very specific.
No, that's not true. It's just a random number. I don't know when. I just need a VTuber model first.
Well, I mean, why change the name?
Because Silas TV, ever since I made that name on Beam.pro, which shows you how old this is, ever
Mhm.
since then, this was a completely temporary name. And I never
Fair enough
wanted
then.
to keep it, and I couldn't come up with a better name, but I don't want to keep it. I've been So I've had Intel Arc. I like the card. Physically, it's I think, a very appealing device.
Yes, it
And
looks
I
real pretty.
I
How does it
love
run?
it to pieces. It runs. Well, first of all, on Linux, it doesn't run at all until you like tell the kernel that you have it. You have to put like a line to enable it into the boot settings, and I had to figure that shit out myself. Like, there's a whole saga on Reddit where I posted on the OpenSUSE subreddit, and eventually you figured it out with the help of, I think, the Fedora people. Yeah, the Linux community, pretty good.
The Fedora people that live in the center of the earth? The Fedora people.
Yeah, the people who use Fedora.
I have
From
no
Red
idea,
Hat.
no idea what that is.
That's
at all.
fine. You're a Windows cuck. That's fine. That's not that bad.
Yeah, says me who's been happily streaming with absolutely 0 dropped frames for the past month. Yes, I am the cuck, as you say.
I never drop frames in OBS either. It's just that
I
Intel
mean-
Arc sucks, kind of, still.
I've seen some of those streams. Ooh,
Yeah, but
Sonic
you've
looked
seen them.
very jittery.
You've seen them when I played Sonic Frontiers, which is actively broken on Sonic on Intel Arc. But that's not the point. So I got it running,
Mhm.
quote unquote running. I could boot into my operating system, which is Tumbleweed, which I regularly use. Problem is, you couldn't launch anything, couldn't launch any game unless it was like actually like a Linux native game, which most of them aren't.
Nope.
Which sucks because the whole point, kind of like the whole thought process is, oh yeah, it's very good at using Vulkan API, and on Linux we use DXVK to translate DirectX things from Windows to Vulkan, so it should have worked great. Does nothing at all, nothing.
Mhm.
So I've used Windows, and I hate it, which you can tell from when I streamed with it. And a lot of things are broken in my OBS there, but that's fine. I don't care. I wanted that temporarily. And then, at some point,
Yeah, I should mention
for some reason...
about the
Yeah.
broken OBS. We are currently doing this streaming from my what I lovingly refer to as Mini Beast over here. His OBS was effing up so badly, and we couldn't get the waveform thing to work at all that we just had to like, okay, just give me the stream key and give me the assets, and we'll set it up over on my stream.
Yeah, that's true. I just didn't find where the fucking files go for the plugins. But
Yeah.
other things were kind of broken as well. I don't know why. I
Yeah,
probably did something bad.
I mean, now that I have the thing set up anyhow, we may as well stream for my one every now for the podcast, if that's okay by you. It's just like more stable, more powerful system with stronger internet.
I have a more powerful CPU than you. And it's a fucking static image. It requires no power whatsoever. That's fine.
You keep
Let's
saying more
move on.
powerful, but we keep going on about the technical issues you have with them.
That's because I broke it myself. And we'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get to that. Because eventually, I don't know what happened. For that, I actually don't know what happened. My Windows install, it just doesn't launch anymore. I can't boot into Windows anymore. I don't know
Ooh.
why. I can see in Tumbleweed, I can open the Windows drive. I can see it's there. I can run self-tests there. It's completely fine. But it's just not a bootable option anymore in the BIOS, and I have no idea why. I don't know why. It just stopped working. And then I was like, well, let's see if they've updated things on Tumbleweed so it can use Intel Arc better now. So I update everything. Launch OBS. OBS runs with 0.5 frames a second rendering. I say, oh, seems like they haven't updated it yet. I try to do anything else. Oh, doesn't work. Except for Minecraft. Minecraft works, that's fine. Oh, no. So I got rid of the thing for the boot settings. The thing I just talked about, where it tells the CPU, the kernel, yeah, he has an Intel Arc card, use it. Put back in the NVIDIA card, and who would have thought switching out graphics card drivers seemingly at random isn't very good. So now, first of all, I couldn't even log in at all because it just refused to log in because it was busted. And I installed like three different versions of the NVIDIA drivers for some reason. That's, I think, Geo4, Geo5, and Geo6. I installed all three of them randomly. None of them worked until at some point Geo5 started working. And yeah, as of now, I still can't launch any game except for Minecraft and I think Cities Skylines, and I have no idea why. I'm very much sure that it has to do with, yeah, I just randomly plugged in the Intel Arc and the NVIDIA card like over like 3 weeks. and switch between them and stuff. And now that I permanently want to switch, it's like busted. I'll see how to fix it at some point. I don't know. Yeah, but in short, Intel Arc, pretty good card, and it works fine on Windows. It has some glitches and some weird effects in some games. Don't buy it unless you just want to give Intel money for them to like not give up. And I hope they don't give up, because I want a third competitor. And it's really good. It looks like they made it with absolute passion. The fucking device looks awesome. And
again, good. It's not about how it looks. It's about if it effing works, which it patently doesn't.
Yeah, and that's the problem. It has this weird thing where there's some, I don't know what it is, like some driver issue or some hardware issue. Something is going on where its performance is way worse than it should be, because no matter what resolution you select the game in or set the game to, it always sucks. And it always, at some point, drops down to like 20 frames a second for no reason. You can run it at like 4K, and it will run at 60, 20 now for randomly, 60 again, and then 15. And it's like, what the fuck is going on? And you can put it in 720p. It has the same frame rate. It's basically the same, which is not correct. You would expect less load to make it go faster, but no. It's just fucked. But they do push out updates, and I have seen them fix a number of problems in the things that I play. So it's not like they're not trying, but right now, don't buy it.
Very unstable.
Don't buy it unless you know that it's going to suck in many things.
Yeah, there's got one thing, Silas, that I just noticed here. Could you post a tweet on the podcast Twitter saying we're live streaming right now?
What, so 0 people can see it?
I'm gonna retweet it. Why do you think I looked for it in the first place?
Because you're a psychopath. I don't know.
Well, I mean, yes, I'm a psychopath, but that's irrelevant to just good promotion of our works.
Where am I even logged in here? I don't know. Good promotion for a shit. I don't even want people to find this.
You salty little bitch.
It's pathetic. A pathetic stream.
Accept things are not perfect straight away out of the gate, and there must be, iteration upon iteration for something to become decent and then great. Accept that fact and do something to begin with. Do not give in to despair.
Yeah, I'm not even logged into the uploading podcast Twitter anymore.
Well, figure out how to log in whilst I go over my rambling section.
Sure.
Now, for those who have been listening to my stream, you may have heard me wanting to set up a second monitor for quite some time. So that way I can have, like, the game viewed via, OBS, just taking up as much of one screen as possible, and have the chat and all that stuff set on over to the side. So that way, I can look over and see it there, and it be bigger. More things on screen at one time, larger text, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, now, most things are better when they're bigger. I agree.
To diminishing returns past a certain point, I found... I got a 10-inch one, but it's more unwieldy than anything else. Far better go over it with my prostate massager. Anywho, back onto my story.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Back to my story here. First, I had to find a monitor of some kind. Had a few old TVs kicking about, going just fine. There we are. Look at the back of it. I see Genesis, HDMI, and what I now know to be a VGA port for a PC. Turns out that's a very old port for PC, but I didn't know about that because the only time I cared about what you connect a PC to, was back when I was in computer class as a kid about 10 years ago or even more. And yeah, it's obviously updated since then. The one on the back, only looks like a HDMI socket if you're unfamiliar with. Hence me saying there's only HDMI sockets in the Silas. So yeah, go through all that to finally figure out what I need to connect. I buy a long HDMI cable, try plugging into my other free one for the motherboard, but because it is not directly connected to the graphics card, it is worthless. It will not work whatsoever. Yay. So I buy another 3-meter cable with a PC port, the modern one, to a HDMI one, because it doesn't have the modern HDMI PC port, but it does have a HDMI cable port. But it does not recognize the signal. Yep, I bought a cable with 2 separate ends on it, plugged it in. It does not recognize it because of some kind of formatting issue. My only hope is to buy je ne sais quoi, a PC port to HDMI port adapter and use the long HDMI cable to see if that will get running. And if it doesn't at that point, I am effed. Or like I'd have to buy a third long cable with a VGA port to a modern PC port. But that's going to be way more expensive. So yay. And if none of those work, I'd have to spend at least like €100 on a bloody second monitor instead of just using this old TV I had on hand. Well, old monitor, but you know, potato, really. So that has been a wonderful journey that I'm still suffering with. God, will it just end? I just want a second monitor. Why is that so difficult to set up? There we are. Retweeting that now. Ba-da.
Do you have eBay.ie? Is that a thing?
I think I have one. Yeah, why?
I mean, is eBay Ireland a thing?
It is, as well as Done Deal, the more local equivalent, yeah.
Done Deal?
Yeah, but it's like an old monitor.
That's a cool
it's like,
name.
Yeah, it's not going to be cheap, you know? At this point, like, one that came out within the last couple of years, secondhand, and given how much I've spent on cables already, and how much I would have to potentially see if anything would work for this.
Look, there's a 22-inch one with VJ, DVI, and DisplayPort, and USB in full HD. Is that not fine enough? It costs it costs €65.
Ooh.
But plus €20 because it's from Italy.
Yep. I mean, you have my address.
I will literally just buy it for you. I don't care. I'll actually just buy it.
Birthday and Christmas gone by. Speaking of which, I gotta get your birthday at some point to send gifts and whatnot. So yeah, I gotta add that to my phone. Do not tell me it now, well, unless you're comfortable with it being publicly known. I'm comfortable with mine because I always do a season debut on my birthday, the 11th of December. You missed the last one, you can go watch the VOD, and you can wait patiently for next year's.
Look, there's even one 144 hertz, 27 inches, and it only is €180. That's like what I would buy for myself.
God, that's out of my price range. I gotta focus on getting a new phone, because, like, for a while there, I just couldn't check messages on Discord on my phone, because they needed to put an update out.
Really?
You know, and yeah, because it's an iPhone 6. The updates for this on the back burner, as opposed to keeping the actual current iOS ones up and running. So like there was a good 2 weeks there where I just could not check Discord on my phone. So yeah.
I remember someone was really hyped about Hive Social allowing NSFW posts.
Yep, and now it's dead. So yay.
It's not dead. They're developing it still. They got like hacked or something, and then they took it offline.
Massive data breach thing. So it expanded faster than it could deal with. So,
and it's gonna come back. At least they say it is.
Yeah, we'll see. Like, I'm not against it coming back or anything. I'm not against an alternative to Twitter. It's just like, you know, will it be stable? Will it be safe? That's my main concern there.
Speaking of which, Silas VT at Silas VT at techhub.social. Follow my Mastodon. But the point that I wanted, the point that I wanted to get to was, Hive allows NSFW posts on Android. You can't view them or post them on iPhone.
What? Oh, god damn it, iPhone.
Because it's against, that's the exact reason why Tumblr got kicked off the App Store back when they did 2018 or whenever that was.
Legitimately, I can see them all on Twitter. Why is it fine there? That's
true, but the argument there, I think, is that Twitter and Reddit as well don't have NSFW as the main thing, which could very well happen on Hive, depending on who signs up and how fast and what they post.
Well, that's the problem, though. It's like, of course, no site directly dedicates themselves outside of, like, very specific services, like OnlyFans. The problem is like, you know, whenever you post a platform that is all purposes, people just want lewd stuff on there, you know? For convenience sake, because they're on there. It's the most efficient way to view that stuff for them, because it's like one of the biggest platforms, like Twitter, Reddit, YouTube. It's like, this is the whole thing about moderation. Just give the people a setting to set, like, I want to see this type of content, and people to easily mark as, okay, it is this type of mature, lewd content. Do not show to anyone that's a minor, and that's all you can do. Minors can always lie about their age and sign up for these things with false credentials. You can't control that. All you can do is be reasonably responsible. But, like, bloody Apple's like, nope, that's not good enough for us prudes.
As far as I'm aware, the way that Reddit and Twitter get around it is by not offering a show NSFW setting inside of the app on iPhones. Is that true? Do you have the Twitter app, the most current one? Probably not. I did listen to Dakota today.
Yeah, it makes sense. It is the workaround. It's like, hey, show me this type of content. You can only click it on what's it desktop, but it applies to your account across the board. So that makes sense. That is a clever workaround.
I listened to Dakota today, the episode where they had the CEO of Automatic on the second time, and they are the ones who bought Tumblr for $3 million back in the day, whenever they bought it, like a few years ago.
And then they got rid of the NSFW stuff, and then the value of the company plummeted.
Verizon bought Yahoo, and Verizon got rid of the porn things, and then Verizon sold it to Automatic.
Yeah.
Automatic, they are working on a rating system. You are now allowed to post NSFW things except for things going into things, he said.
What?
So, like, statues and things of people who are naked, or, like, naked regular photographs. Those are allowed now.
Okay, so is that artistic nudity, he says, then?
Well, yeah, I guess that's how you describe it, yeah. But
that,
not
that
things going into things.
That is the line we're not up to, though, because, like, okay, well, you can't show two people just going at it, but what about, like, drawings, or Blender / Source Filmmaker? Like, those are undeniably, unavoidably, inherently artistic via the nature of the medium they are made in. Like, they can be beautifully crafted and wondrous to behold, even outside of, like, any nude gratification. Like, what happens under those circumstances?
Well, try it out. I don't know. He said, like, they are doing, like, they're working on honesty, that users become honest in tagging their things, which mostly they are already, and then they want to introduce more of a tagging system, well, a ratings kind of system, where you can, like, make it like, artistic, nudity, safe, pornography. Yeah, but that's not fully implemented. They're experimenting with it. The good thing, though, is he said when they bought the platform, they didn't fire 50% of the people. And also, it's like, doesn't lose that much money like Twitter does. So, but also he said buying this social network was the most humbling experience he's ever done. And he's built a lot of software products.
I will say, I believe Twitter was profitable a few out of the last couple of years, and what it hasn't been losing
barely.
comparatively that an exorbitant amount compared to like how much it costs to run. It's been a negative a few years, but not massively as it potentially is now, given like all the advertisers are like pulling out because of Musk's antics, you know? Now it could generally go bankrupt, whereas before it was like it was doing enough right for itself. It needed to figure something out to get a little bit ahead, but the more years it was generally profitable. So,
I mean, that's a big exaggeration. Twitter was already fucked before that. He just fucked it way more because he way overpaid for it in debt.
Yeah, that is true. He took out a loan.
Paid $3 million. That's like what Elon Musk pays a day in like interest or something.
I made a post, like, it could generally be the case. Elon Musk has given himself enough rope in order to hang himself here financially by just taking out an absurd amount of money in order to buy this thing, running in the ground, thus, like, you know, devaluing his purchase, and also taking out the loans backed against, you know, his Tesla stock, which in turn are constantly getting devalued because of how poorly he's performing with Twitter. Because they don't trust him with this site, they don't trust him with his car company, and the value of those stocks go down, hence what his loan is backed against, which means he could spiral quickly into bankruptcy if things go badly. Oh boy. And now that was a complete side topic there, not even in any of the main subjects.
Get Mastodon, I like it.
Yeah,
I need to figure out what apps there are for it, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of don't like the website for it, but yeah. There's many websites.
For those new to the podcast and viewing this on the live stream, you learn a lesson. I have a small bladder. So before we jump into main topics, I'm going to take 60 seconds real quick to relieve myself. And maybe tag out with Silas if he needs to go as well after me.
No.
Okay. I shall be right back. Silas, don't violate 2S while I'm gone. Chat, let me know if he does. And out.
Well, let's see. Mastodon has a verification system, which is not a fake blue check mark. You actually put like a link thing into the profiles that you're trying to link, and then you get a verified little check mark saying like, oh yeah, all these linked things are real. I'm going to try quickly doing that now. I don't know if I can do it because it seems complicated. You can verify yourself as the owner of the links in your profile metadata. For that, the linked website must contain a link back to your Mastodon profile. The link back must have a rel equals quote me quote attribute. How the fuck does that work? How to verify a Mastodon socials. I don't think we can do that quickly. How to get verified on Mastodon. Let's see. Maybe I'm going to set up a show, a Mastodon profile for the show, because that could be good for the future. What? Okay. That's a lot more stupid than I thought it would be.
Nah. I was gonna wait a couple of seconds and listen in to see what you were saying without letting you know I was back, but you seem to have set it into a lull.
Yeah, I've set like, oh, let's see how easy it is to get verified on Mastodon, and I'm like, yeah, that's
It was
like
easy?
multiple. There's there's multiple ways to do it. Apparently, one way is to do :verified : after your username. We could try doing that. If that's real, that's bullshit.
I mean,
I don't think it is. I hope it is.
I mean, it
That
could
would
be.
fucking dumb. No, it doesn't seem like it does anything.
Well, thank
Save
goodness.
changes. Really?
Did it work?
At least there's a verified checkmark now. Wait, really? Really? TechUp.social, type that in. Go to my profile, not in the settings. Okay. Let's publish a post. I want to see if it appears on the post as well.
Yes, what was I thinking?
What in the world are they for real? That's not a real verification. I just typed the Mastodon. It's very cool that you have a symbol that looks like a blue check mark.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think having the blue check mark as a emote that you can just use by typing : verified : into the username, I don't think that's a good idea.
It
I'm just telling
practically
you.
isn't.
That's not good. If paying Elon Musk to give you an unverified, I would be fine if they actually like verify your passport or something. They don't do that. If that is bad, then just typing in verified after your username is wild. But okay.
Well, something echoing there. Anywho, I believe it's time for us to get on to the proper topics. Well, still under an hour recording. Also, before I forget, go to uploaded Twitter and retweet the live announcement. I always want to do that a while after your original post.
But I did retweet it already.
No, you did it from your account, not from the uploaded account. Yeah.
Why do I have to retweet it from the same account?
Because it just helps. It helps to do it after a while you make the post, and normally repeatedly, but this won't be going on long enough. It just helps to perform on Twitter, you know?
What kind of fucking scam is this? Who fucking retweets their own things from like 2 minutes ago? I can understand, like, oh, look at this funny thing I made a year ago.
A, it hasn't been 2 minutes, and B, it's an announcement saying we're currently live.
Oh, it has been 17 minutes. That changes everything.
That's about right. I mean, we're not going to be streaming for multiple hours, so that's about the time we should be doing it.
Let's get into the topic number one, I guess, or do you have something else?
No, let's get into it. Which ones do you want to do yourself, and which ones do you want me to do?
I think you should do number 3 because of the topic.
Which then, by alternating, would means I should do number 1 and you do number 2. Does that sound right to you?
I guess, yeah.
Okay. Yes. Let's see what words I mispronounced this time. Badoop. Sit up slightly. Topic number 1. Wirecard trial of... I'm sorry, what now? Executives area opens in a German fraud scandal. Oh. Well.
It's an insane story if you don't know about this yet. Be excited.
The former head of a disgraced German payment company, Wirecard, has gone on trial accused of involvement in the biggest fraud case in German history. I mean... Nah, that's low-hanging fruit. I will not make a World War II joke. Okay.
That's not fraud.
Well, I mean, they had to lie to get into power. I mean, no, at first, like, Hitler was lying heavily about being a socialist and all that in order to win popularity with the German public, which then he did not follow through on, so... Anywho. Markus Braun, 53, presides over its meteoric rise from modest beginnings to one of Germany's biggest banking beasts. Financiers and politicians were dazzled by Wild Card's success until its equally spectacular collapse into ignominy. What? Ignominy? Whatever that means.
Oh, well. No idea.
The sitting for Thursday's trial is a high-security courtroom at Stadlhem prison in Munich. Mr. Braun, who was Wildcard's chief executive, is being held at a jail in pre-trial custody and denies any wrongdoing. 2 other ex-managers are also on trial. Oliver Bellhands was the head of Wildcard's Dubai subsidiary, while Stefan von Effa was in charge of accounting. They face several years in prison if convicted. This is what America needs. America rarely, if ever, sends people to jail for white-collar crimes, despite the massive harm it does.
Really?
It's always just like, unless like you spectacularly, overwhelmingly F up, it's just like a slap on the wrist. But like so many people commit crimes and just have to pay fines to get out of it. I believe the people who started, the opioid epidemic, I can't remember the exact name of the family, look it up on, John Oliver. They only had to pay like $10 billion over like 10 years with no jail time. So, delightful. Anyhow, where was I? Designed for the trial of suspected terrorist and mafia members, the courtroom lies 5 meters, 16 feet underground with a bomb-proof ceiling. Dang! A dramatic setting that is arguably fitting for a case that shook Germany's financial and political establishment to its core. One man who is not in the dock is Wirecard's former chief operating officer. When the extent of the scandal surrounding the payment giant emerged in June 2020, Jan Masalisk had gone. Wait, just gone? Okay. Considered Marcus's Bond's number 2, he soon became Germany's most wanted man, is on Europol's most wanted list too, suspected of having committed commercial gang fraud. Okay. He's believed to have fled to an airport south of Vienna before flying to Belarus by private jet. Latest reports place him in Russia, although the government in Moscow has rejected allegations that he formed close ties with its security services. Jesus! Well, I can't wait for the film without this.
There will be I think there'll be insane, an insane film about this.
Oh yeah, it does sound insane. And this is just like the info about like the courtroom drama, let alone what must have been happening in the film. Sorry, in their lives leading up to this point. I expect it to be along the same levels of Wolf of Wall Street. Oh boy.
There's some other sentences. I'm just going to pick some random sentences because the BBC article that we just read, that's not the whole thing. There's a lot more still, but I took the main essence of it. They have another thing right there where it says the company processed online credit card payments mainly for pornography and gambling sites.
Oh, that's bad.
Before it expanded.
The second one, gambling sites. Pornography, fair enough.
Okay.
In fact, it's a real issue out there that just random payment services, such as PayPal or Square, just something like, oh, you do lewd things? No money for you. Kind of should be a constitutional right. Oh, well.
Yeah. Before it expanded into banking, issuing credit, and prepayment cards. In a world where cashless payments were becoming king, Wirecard was perfectly placed to dominate. There's a lot of other things too. Where is it? Another sentence right there. Instead of investigating Wirecard, Germany's BaFin financial regulator chose to investigate the journalists and barred investors from short selling, betting on the share price falling as it dropped more than 40%. Then it all fell apart. So the wildest thing is that journalists were like, oh, this company is really sus. And how dare you speak about our German fucking amazing company? Look at how awesome and big they are. How dare you think they're lying? And it was
Who
true,
was the person
apparently.
that did this? Who stopped them? What was his position? Or her position?
I don't know. The regulator, the agency is called BaFin. That's just the financial regulations thing.
People from that regulator need to be arrested and put on trial for this scandal.
I think something is going to happen with them too.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure.
This reeks of like some kind of insider trader nonsense. Either that, like they were tied up in this company, they were investing in it, and thus like they barred short selling and barred reporting on it in order to protect their investments, which is bad enough. Or it's just like gross incompetence on such a scale that they should go to jail. Like for the same reason someone who commits like manslaughter by drunk driving should go to jail. It's like, sure, maybe it wasn't as intentional, which should be judged as worse, but this is such gross negligence and incompetence has led to such grievous harm that you must be punished for this. Like, people have to be more careful than you have been.
So I need to keep reading. I think it gets, well, no, it doesn't get worse. I think the financial regulator not listening to actual criticism is already the worst thing ever. But
oh yeah, it's horrible.
Wirecard declared insolvency after it was forced to admit that 1.9 billion euros missing from its accounts probably never existed.
What?
And also, 2 banks in the Philippines thought to hold the money said they had not been Wirecard's clients, and the company then filed for insolvency protection from creditors. There's this amazing scene where a TV crew went to those locations, to those Philippine banks, and it's just normal houses where people live. They're like, what the fuck is this? Who the fuck is Wirecard? It's a wild story.
Jesus.
It's like actual bullshit.
Also,
and this dude,
this
dude, he thinks like he's the best fucker ever.
Yeah. I was just about to say, it could be the case that money was, never existed, or somebody embezzled it, and it could be the case that they are trying to hide that fact. Like, I would want it would be the same regulators as before that would be in charge of investigating this, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Oh my god, that's a huge conflict of interest there. But I guess if they have fresh people who are not whatever the proper term is for like conflict of interest, being suffered from it, I just want them to be very thorough to make sure this money absolutely never existed and was just a lie they made to make themselves seem bigger than they are, just in case someone's trying to get away with a lot of money.
Prosecutors accused Markus Braun of signing off financial reports he knew were inaccurate. Ooh. They said Wirecard had fake documents to show it had money that in reality it never did. Damn. The trial is expected to last into 2024. So, yeah.
But why? If they have all the evidence, like...
Well, trials do take a long time. That's not a bad thing. You have to consider everything. You can't just say, oh, in jail.
Well, in certain instances, but at a certain point we have an overwhelming amount of evidence. They have no counter evidence, and you just let them filibuster on and on and on. At a certain point, it does more harm than good.
Point is, this used to be the number one like tech and payments company in Germany. They were like, oh, our main language is English now. You have to speak English now. Their own boss who would like start speaking English on like company conferences and stuff, and half the staff are like, I don't know what the fuck is going on now. I don't understand anything he's saying. And also like loads of other bullshit, like how they use artificial AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning and things to process payments better and more efficiently. And it was just like Excel sheets. Manually moving over money. This whole thing, there will be, I don't know if this is true, but I know there will be like an insane like film, some fucking Hollywood shit about this because it's
And
actually
documentaries,
crazy.
don't forget about that. Like, this is
Yeah.
baffling.
Yeah. And they
Like-
already exist, but like when the trial is done, they'll like go into action again.
Yeah,
Make sequels.
oh, definitely. What was I saying? For those that haven't, Wolf of Wall Street, and also The Big Short, which also stars Margot Robbie, if I remember correctly, in both films. Like, those are some pretty good films to watch that kind of go into this sort of thing and will give you some more info without having to do a ton of research. Like, keep in mind, Dunning-Kruger effect, this will not make you an expert, but it's a good entry point to just becoming a bit more familiar with these types of things. Like, you will, if you want to say have any modicum of expertise with this, even like novice level, do further research beyond that. But those are two film recommendations, The Wolf of Wall Street and The Big Short, to just get a little bit more familiar with this stuff. That is crazy. Jeez, let's see let's see if the following topics will measure up, shall we, Silas?
I think they won't.
Yeah,
I very much think they won't.
I gotta proofread these a little bit in future. We should have saved this for number 3.
I don't know. That's just the one that I saw the first time when I looked for the first topic. I don't know.
I know, it's like, yeah, just
Topic number 2. Let's move on.
mhm.
Facebook. Sorry, I meant Meta. Facebook shuts down
Yeah.
its connectivity division after nearly a decade. Have you ever heard of this? I think I have, and I
No,
thought it was stupid.
What is the purpose of this division?
Well, you'll see. They explain it here in the article. Meta is shuttering its connectivity arm almost 10 years after launching the initiative, according to a report from Light Reading. The company confirmed to both Light Reading and Fierce Wireless, what are these publication names, man, that it will instead split the divisions across the infrastructure and central product teams. Meta Connectivity, formerly Facebook Connectivity, oh my god, launched
Jesus.
in 2013 with the goal of getting more people online so they could use the company's social networks. Do you hate it already? I hate it already.
I mean,
Through
I have mixed feelings. On the one hand, that is the stupidest reason of all time to get more people online. There's so many better reasons, but if they did get more people online, that would be better. Like, the internet
like
is
they
so
could only use
vital.
Facebook or something. I don't know.
I mean, if they just get more internet service set up, then that's a net positive. But like in America, the way they accounted for how many people had internet was super fucked. They basically found one person on a given block that had internet and assumed everybody else on the block had internet, thus vastly inflating the number of people who actually did. And it's closer to like 100 million in America that don't have internet. So like, the more people who did, like in America and in other countries across the globe that got online, the better. But
Well,
The
that's
stupidest
the
reason
same
to do
for
it.
how you count people who get money from the government, right? Benefits.
but no, that's so dumb.
If
because
it's
that's-
one
it's so
person in-
inaccurate.
If
That's
it's like
so
one
inaccurate.
person in an apartment building getting like disability payments or something, then the whole everybody in that building is on benefits, and it inflates the statistic. Is so stupid.
This should be
But
a name
United
given
States,
to this.
Fucking stupid.
There should be a name given to this type of estimation, and it should be made illegal for
It
those
should
working in the
fucking
government.
around.
Yeah, but like an official name for like legal purposes, so that way you can send people to jail for this gross negligence. There's no other phrase for it. Like, to get this kind of information, it's simply about vital things you need to know about, thus to like make changes in order to have shortcomings. And this just gross overestimation, to the point of just like pulling numbers out of your ass, it just does so much harm. Because imagine, like, if you did actually have the proper numbers and could point to the need to address it, Sure, it wouldn't be a quick overnight solution, but people could start pushing towards these things. Instead, it's been pushed back by years, maybe even a decade, because they just lied. Oh, Jesus. Anyhow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they get more companies.
Through the initiative, the company developed and then shut down a project that involved autonomous high-flying drones beaming the internet to underserved parts of the world. It also worked on creating a Starlink-like internet system using low Earth orbit satellites. But the staff developing it were picked up by Amazon last year. It is unclear.
I would like to say, I would very much like. What was it, Starlink and whatever this company's name is? I would just like the US government to claim civil forfeiture on these things and just, make them public utilities. Would it be a gross abuse of power? Maybe, but it would be nowhere near as bad as other abuses of civil forfeiture. If anything, would have a net positive on society. Oh, God.
I have to say, though, autonomous, high-flying drones for internet access? What? Like, oh, cool, the internet drone is here. We could, go to facebook.com now. Oh, it's 10 minutes later, the batteries have run out. Oh, fuck. Well, I guess it's done now.
I will say,
cool.
The batteries
amazing.
Do last longer than 10 minutes. It would be good for, emergency situations, That would be the good time to have, these drones. Specifically, it's been a storm taking out local wild infrastructure and, interrupting satellite signals. Just have these that you can deploy and, reach out to anyone in need. That would be very good. Yeah, you were saying that wasn't what they were going to be used for, and I get that, but I'm just saying, maybe the government should look into this, Just anyone that suffers from a lot of, hurricanes and tornadoes, maybe look into investing into this kind of technology. Could save lives. Just be okay, here's a phone, let us make a call, auto pickup, put on speaker, and call out to see if anybody's there. And someone trapped in rubble is yes, I'm here, I need help, I can't get out. That could be really good. Just saying.
Yeah, let's read this now. It's unclear when exactly Meta shut down its connectivity arm, but its disappearance comes as part of last month's layoffs. And reorganization that eliminated about 11,000 jobs at the company. Meta continues to spend heavily on CEO Mark Zuckerberg's expensive bid to build the metaverse. And then, I have an amazing tangent. Can I go on a tangent? I have a Meta Quest now. I gave them my money because it's just a good VR headset, and I wanted to try VR without having to fuck around with my PC.
It really sucks that they bought that up. That is the real problem about companies just having billions and being able to absorb any competitor or side thing into themselves.
It's pretty good. I like it. I mainly use it for Beat Saber, but that's not the point. The point is,
from what I hear, that's a very fun game.
It's absolutely fantastic. It's very good. It's I can already feel how it improved my coordination of how I move my arms around, way. Actually. But the point is, metaverse, yeah? I went on the fucking Meta Oculus Quest store, whatever they call it. Meta Quest store. I don't know what they call it. Where you download apps from, because of course they have their own thing, so they can take a lot of money from you. And I saw this thing, I forgot its name, but everybody knows what a mind map is, right? A mind map, when you take down your ideas, put them
you
into
visualize them?
Yeah.
Like Sherlock Holmes, all that nonsense.
You put a little square around one idea, point an arrow to something else, and download hard drive, arrow to the hard drive, and it's that's how the idea works. This thing that I downloaded was they were like, wow, the new innovative way for 3-dimensional mind maps, because normal mind maps are 2D on piece of paper or on your screen, and I can kind of see why that should be a bit limiting. But then I tried doing it. I downloaded it because it's free to try. It has a fucking subscription because obviously.
Why does everything have a subscription now?
And I was like, yeah, I'm working on some program things, and I tried doing like a basic mind map with like, I don't know, like 5 things in it. It took like 20 minutes.
Ooh.
I was doing this, and I'm like, fuck this. This sucks so much. This has no benefit whatsoever. Because you just sit around and you like put a little ball in front of you. You touch the ball and change it to a different shape, different color, or whatever. Then you slowly type in the name because the speech recognition doesn't work in any way whatsoever.
Ooh.
And yeah, I don't know if anyone has watched the Community TV show, but in one of the later seasons, the Dean gets one of those 90s VR systems, like the early VR stuff, and you just see him like run around this like ugly ass fucking like room with like giant what do you call this? These things where you put files into this file cabinet things.
A file cabinet.
And he like, I guess so. Yeah, sure. I don't know what that's called. Yeah, fucking weird names in English.
No, it's
Chest of drawers, really? And what?
I'm sorry, what is it in English? This file cabinet thing. See the name.
That's the one case where, I guess it's actually the fucking word. Chest of drawers, that's not the actual word for it. You just made that up. Cupboard, that's also not the actual word for it. You just made it up.
That's how all words start. You just make them up.
No, not really.
Yes.
But the point is, in those episodes, or that episode, he like climbs up the file cabinets. He takes out a file, holds it in his hand. He's like, "Oh, I need to delete this," and he goes into this next to this fountain thing, puts the file into the water and drowns it, and then it dies. And it's way overdone because it's fucking stupid. He's like standing there. He's like, "Oh, I am God. I can feel all the files. Look, I have the power in this," and shit like that. He's just holds a file in his hand and he puts it in water and then it drowns. It's a joke because that sucks.
Okay.
And is boring and lame. And that's exactly what it felt like using that fucking VR mind map app. You stand there, you're surrounded by blobs and random lines, and it's like, okay. This is supposed to be fun now. It's just slow, looks ugly, and is cumbersome.
As I'm looking to the video background that we have for the stream. But yeah, just to condense that, it seems like everybody wants to hype you up and saying, yeah, you know Tony Stark in Iron Man, where he does the whole holograms around himself. You can do that with a headset. It's like, A, it's nowhere near as convenient as that. That's still decades off. And B, that is not a good way to start off doing something. You need to build up a certain level of fidelity with tasks and programs first, before that becomes an efficient way of managing things. You can't just start off with the hologram stuff. But the films always have to cut out the boring part of the coding he must have done in order to get that to work. Yeah, well.
I found some things that are cool, though. I liked the YouTube VR app. That is pretty nice. 360-degree videos, that's cool. Even just watching a YouTube video on a gigantic film screen is also cool, even though, sure, the quality looks really bad. Because you're looking at a phone that is about like 2 centimeters away from your eyes. But yeah, that's theoretically cool. But yeah, it's the best for like just Beat Saber. But anyways, fuck the metaverse. I think that's not that good of an idea. That just slows everything down. I will tell you what's going to happen. You'll just end up looking at a virtual desktop in front of you while wearing the headset, because that's the most efficient way of using a computer. That's it.
Yeah, at least until, like, I don't know. It's hard to say any estimate of time because, like, technology can have such leap forwards. But until such a point where you can quite literally do the Tony Stark Iron Man thing of just talking and interacting with holograms, it's just never going to compete with just working on a computer.
In that mind map thing, the way you move yourself around is you put one hand in front of you, and then you pull yourself along slowly.
Jesus, okay.
It's so slow. It's crap. Don't
Anyhow,
use that.
you were to build the metaverse.
Yeah, the company expects this money-losing trend to continue in 2023. Good. They will hopefully die. The company, not the people.
Yeah, Facebook, it really
Side.
sucks. Oh, fun side note, I tried to set up, because just in case like Twitter does go down, a Facebook page for Solid Passion Projects, but nope, you cannot set up a business account there without having, your human self to link it to, despite that being the whole point of a VTuber. So, yay. Oh, bloody thing. And now the account's suspended, most likely will be deleted, so that sucks. Oh, well. Yep, God forbid they let people use the internet. They want to use the internet.
Aside from the ambitious projects involving drones, satellites, and an internet-toting helicopter, really? Fucking really?
Okay.
Meta Connectivity also offered free internet in developing countries, allowing users to access only Facebook and a few other sites.
That's a problem.
That's why I think that this is like actual cancer, because I've seen documentaries about this where people think the internet is exclusively Facebook.
Yeah, it's one thing if you just set up internet and like, okay, here's the Facebook app pre-installed, but they can do other things, but only using the internet through Facebook and like a few other websites, that needed to be regulated against. The UN needed to step in and stop that. That is...
Oh my god.
That is bad. That is really bad.
However, a report from the Wall Street Journal earlier this year found that some users were actually unknowingly getting charged.
What?
Getting charged by their mobile providers due to an issue with Facebook software. In October 2021, Meta said its internet service provided connectivity to more than 300 million users.
I mean, that's
good job,
but just set up infrastructure, Like
they did. They had a flying, like, a line of drones next to everybody's house.
That is not infrastructure. That is a wave of drones. Infrastructure is something you set up and it just stays there.
Well,
doing a service.
Yeah. No, the drone stays there too after it falls down because it's empty.
But then it still won't be... if it doesn't have power, it won't connect to the internet. So, like...
Yeah.
They just needed to give, like, local governments money to build this infrastructure. That's all they had to do. And they didn't do it.
That is so dumb.
Lobby against internet service providers who have, like in America, put laws in the books preventing small towns and local, what's the word? Authorities or whatever? No. Municipalities, there we are, from setting up their own Wi-Fi infrastructure that now towns and cities have to specifically repeal in order to start building their own, to thus lower the prices of the one internet company they have in their area.
Let's continue. As noted by Light Reading, Meta Connectivity's shutdown shouldn't affect the company's involvement in the Telecom Infra Project, TIP, whatever the fuck that is, which Meta helped found in 2016. The TIP, don't make the joke, is a group of telecom companies.
You should have kept it quiet, I didn't realize, but then you said something.
The TIP is a group of telecom companies, service providers, and connectivity stakeholders that helps promote the development of new telecom infrastructure. Dan Robinovich J. I don't know what that name is. I'm very
That's
sorry.
got to be like a Slavic name. What's the word? Russian?
Slavic name? A Slavic name.
There we are. Thank you. Slavic.
I guess. I don't know.
I mean,
Yasikula?
VITSJ. Like, you know?
Rabinovich. I don't fucking know. Maybe. The former head of Meta Connectivity is still with the company, although it's unclear if he will move to another department.
Jesus.
Oh, look, he's there. He's there. Let's ask him.
Yep. Is that like a Slavic name?
Is it?
Slavic.
Slavic.
Slavic,
name.
there we are.
A Slavic name? Oh, by the way, I looked it up.
Mm-hmm.
Ignominy means public shame or disgrace.
Oh.
Which is
like
a cool
infamy.
word. I'm going to remember that now.
But that's literally just infamy, you know, ignominy. It's just a rare form of the word, I guess? Whatever.
Also typing the name into Google right now. And other people come up. No, there he is. Dan Rabinovich J.
Well, it's gotta be. Like, look at the latter half
Where's
of
he
that
born
name.
from?
Where do you see that kind of thing? Well, I'm not saying like he himself may be Slavic. It could be that, you know, his grandparents or great-grandparents moved to America at some point and it's still just a family name. But, you know, it's just very hard to see it as like anything else. I don't know like what other language would put that latter half of the what's it name in that order. VITSJ. Where else would you find that?
So let's see. Rabinovich family history. This is complete bullshit. That's dumb. It says many of the modern surnames can be traced back to Britain and Ireland. What? That has nothing to do with this.
Maybe it was just like a mass migration wave at some point with people those names to Britain and Ireland, and then they moved elsewhere. But that is very odd. So let's just close that.
Let's just fuck it.
Yeah, go on to topic number 3. But before I get, I'm just gonna post into the chat the link to the YouTube stream. Be sure to give it likes over there, everybody. Huge help, huge help. Now, where else would we? Yes, it is my go now. My go. Oh, by the way, Cyrus, you have access to community posts.
Yes.
That is also a good thing to do to help promote the stream. We'll do that in future. Now, on to topic number 3.
I don't want anyone to see the stream.
They will, and you will love it.
Don't. Read the number 3. Read it.
Intel Ireland cost-cutting drive. 2,000
Da-da-da-da.
employees offered unpaid leave in December. There's no video currently, but I am scowling. I want you all to be aware of this fact. Intel has seemingly offered thousands of its staff in Ireland the opportunity to take a lengthy spell of unpaid leave. According to reports, up to 2,000 of the 5,000 staff at Intel's Leixlip campus have been presented with the option of 3 months unpaid leave. The Irish news comes hot off the wheels of Intel's worldwide layoff plans announced back in October. Intel says the unpaid leave option is being presented as it is keen to retain talented staff. The unpaid leave approach is going to help Intel with its long-term growth by retaining talent, yet pairing cost, reasoned Intel the statement. Voluntary time-off programs allow us an opportunity to reduce short-term costs and offer employees attractive time-off options, said Intel in a statement as seen by RTE. Manufacturing talent represents an important element of our business here in Ireland. Irish Ministers for Foreign Affairs, Simon Convini, or however you pronounce that, said that he has been assured by a senior Intel executive that Intel remains committed to Ireland, and he believes that the current spat of cost-cutting is a short-term measure on a long-term investment path. Oh, you've been assured! Oh my god, that holds such weight. Oh my, it's not like we haven't been assured of other stuff constantly, specifically like Google about how long-term their new services are going to be, only for them to immediately go into a death spiral. Oh my. Yes, let's see what this is in about 6 months' time. Indeed, with a rosier long-term future in mind, Intel announced back in March that it had spent $5 billion on commissioning a new Intel 4, aka Intel 7 nanometer, fabrication plant at the site in Lexiplet, with a further $12 billion spending embarked for preparing the fab until the end of 2023. It also recently confirmed sizable investments in mainland Europe and US. But the problem is like the amount of 3 months' pay in comparison to either of those payments is nothing. Like, if you're willing to spend that, but then have to put people on unpaid leave, 2,000 people on unpaid leave for 3 months, and I swear to God, we're going to see it at the what's the beginning of February or something. They're going to report like massive amounts of profits for the last fiscal year. In the same year, they pull this stuff. It happens every time. Every effing time, unionize. The slowdown in the PCs and semiconductor industry is a well-established trend in H2 2022. Many companies, including Intel, have already published financials which highlight the need to reduce costs. However, the cynical nature of the semiconductor industry is well known, and cutting too deep could mean that a company may be ill-prepared for the next boom. As long as a company has got the resources, it makes sense to cut back where possible without going too far and impacting the ability to bounce back. Well, is this written by a shill or something? I don't know. We don't have the precise details of the 3-month unpaid leave option. Aspects such as the timing of the leave period are therefore unknown. For example, also we can't say that the Intel's Irish businesses will be immune from layoffs, and the take-up of voluntary unpaid leave option might have an impact on the subsequent employee-focused announcements. Whatever the case, Intel Ireland is looking to make savings to contribute to the company's global plan to reduce costs by $10 billion per annum globally by 2025. Moreover, but this is only a temporary. Or do you expect people to just seasonally take 3 months off out of the year? At that point, you're better off just like having more generous vacation options spread throughout the year that just don't have paid leave in it. You know? Because then people can manage it and take like shorter periods of time off. The biggest problem is here, you then have to like coast by for 3 months at a time. Well, if you just spread 2 weeks, 6 2-week periods throughout the year for all your employees, that would be more sustainable. But nope. Moreover, at the time of the writing, it looks like Intel has decided to focus on making personnel savings while continue to spend big on industrial assets. Yep. You could just pare that back a little bit to, invest over a longer period of time to set up all this stuff, but nope. Easier just to lay off people in the short term and then hire them back after you build things. Yay! Ugh. Bloody pricks.
Well, I hope that all the Lyclipians that we have as our listeners are affected by this.
Oh, that was a hiccup.
I've looked it up. The Lyclip has 50,000.
Oh, Sinus. Is something wrong with your mic? Did you change something?
What? No, I did nothing.
Okay, maybe you just got bad. Are you plugged in directly to your internet, or?
Yes.
Okay, it's getting slightly better. For some reason, you were just very choppy all of a sudden.
Okay.
Well, I guess it won't affect things on your side of the thing, but for the stream.
I'm not hearing anything. I don't know what's going on.
It's happening on the stream. I don't know why, but oh well.
Well, I looked up how many people live, what the population is of Lyclip, and it is 15,504 people in 2016, though. So 5,000 people at Intel.
If they've invested in that much to, Genesequa build fabrication plants in the area, that has probably led to more people moving there.
Maybe, but from maybe, but I don't think it's going to be that much more. Like, it's not going to be 100,000 all of a sudden.
Okay, could you just try plugging your mic in and out again? I don't know what's happening. It's just like consistently, despite I'm not coming through choppy to you, right? Hello? Plugging in and out, okay. Ba-doop-ba-ba-ba-doo, doop-ba-doop-ba-ba-ba-doo, doop-ba-doop-ba-ba-ba-doo. Doopa doopa doop.
Okay.
Testing.
Hello?
Yeah, that's much better. That's much better.
Oh, yeah, but the recording has stopped now. That's not good.
The recording stopped because of that? Well, that sucks. Why would that stop? Just because you plugged out your mic? Join recording. Okay. Well, let's just record the outro and... Ba-doop. Have you started the new recording yet, or?
Okay, hello? You're there now again.
Yeah, much better. Still a little, but I don't know what's happening. Yes, just a rough period for some reason. Oh well.
Oh, fuck O2. Yeah. They've not done a good job with the connection sometimes.
No.
Well, I'm just saying, I hope that not that many people in Lyclip are affected by this, because there's a company that has a 1/3 of the apparent, at some point, population of the town. And that's
well, not 1/3. If it's like a 15th, it would be roughly a 7th or less. But still, that's not good to have that many people suddenly unemployed in one area. You know, it's
I'm
just
surprised though. Well, Lyclip, the 29th largest town in Ireland. I'm still amazed every time I learn something about Ireland, how, like, nobody is there. Which is fine, but I'm just surprised.
Okay. I mean, it says town specifically. That's different from like a city, so.
Sure, but that's still 15,000 people. And that's the 29th biggest town. I mean, how many people live in Ireland? Like a few million?
Ah, God, what? 6 million maybe to 3
I'm
million?
trying to look it up. It's not loading.
Okay.
2022, no, 2020, 4.9 million.
No, it's saying like 2021, 5.28 million.
No,
Let's look
actually,
up.
there it is. 5.076 for 2022 live
Well, that's interesting.
on this website.
Anywho.
So that means you have basically Berlin plus any other kind of bigger city in Germany. That's
Really,
fine.
and
It's
anyhow.
just smaller. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a smaller country, definitely. Now, if you don't mind, Silas, I'm going to do the outro because you're still coming in choppy over on the.
Sure.
Yeah, you may be filing your end, but this also have to stay up on YouTube. And speaking of those listening, we're gonna get in the habit of live streaming over on YouTube. What's the current name? Let me look this up. Screen trying to turn off at me at the same time. Yay! Uploaded. Full podcast episodes is the full name of it, but you can find it there. You can find links to it in the link tree for what's it. Genesis Quad the podcast, and if you need to find that, you can check both of our link trees, both Silas and Sod. And speaking of checking our link trees, be sure to follow us on all other platforms that you can find via that. We both do live streaming and make videos for YouTube. Silas does tech stuff on Silas Does Linux. And I do both by gaming streams as well as just videos talking about stuff on Sod's passion projects, Sod Passion Gaming for the streaming. So be sure to do that and give us all the likes and stars and whatever else you can, reviews and things via whatever podcast platform you are listening this on, and hop on over to YouTube and give this stream a like, even if you've already listened to it on a podcast platform. It helps the channel, helps the podcast. And what else? Oh, so we have an email address for you to send questions and stuff into as well. Be sure to use that. Always a huge help. And I believe that is absolutely everything that really needs to be covered for the podcast. So it is time to say ta-ta, wiedersehen, until we meet again. Bye-bye, everybody. And outro joke. Looking forward to Street Fighter 6, not to play, just for the porn. So, bye.
I could have said the same thing about Sonic Frontiers.
I mean, I can as well.
That's also a joke.
I mean, when
You're
you're
making
very,
so much of it. So much.
when you're very, like, it's like Pokemon and Sonic, you can't avoid it. It just gets intermingled in, and Digimon to a lesser extent, but yeah.
The new character isn't even furry, it's just a human.
Well, I mean, some of the mega evolutions, but definitely the starting ones on Digimon are very.
I mean, the new Sonic character, the fucking girl, whatever she is called, that's just
Yeah.
a human.
Well, I mean, it's not so much just like new characters. It's also just like a reinvigorating the lewd community into making more artwork of the characters.
Well, that's
Like
true,
it-
but I
there
think
was
Sonic people
another
need
way-
invigorating again.
Well,
Reinvigorating.
Did he need it? No. Do I
No,
appreciate it?
absolutely not.
Yes. There definitely was a reinvigorating. Like, he didn't need it, but, it led to more. More artworks of all variety, which I deeply appreciate. Okay, bye.
Bye.
And now, to stop the stream, one final time, hit that like button. Thank you very much. Also, the bell and subscribe. All that good stuff for a growing YouTube channel. We'll try and do this on a more regular basis.